And welcome back to Campaign to the Plains. This is Season 2 of our D&D campaign. A little bit of homebrewy goodness. If you like Final Fantasy, if you like D&D, well, you're in for quite the ride. This has some homebrew Final Fantasy elements in it. If you guys are just joining in, make sure to go back to our channel, check out our previous episodes, so that way you can get caught up. We also have another season of D&D. Kind of starts out, we started as a group in Barovia, of all things, and we kind of went on from there. Then we took a break in between D&D campaigns to do some Monster of the Week goodness. So go and check those out. We got tons of one-shots, too, for you guys to see. A couple hosted by myself, Alysia, Travis. Who else is... I think that's it for one-shots, right? I
think so.
Whose turn next? Anyway, so make sure to check us out on our socials down here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. It just really helps us as the channel start to grow. Reach out, see what you guys want to see in the future. Also, not only can you see us every Friday, but you can hear us when, Travis?
Every Wednesday when we drop our latest podcast episodes on your favorite platforms, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find us. Make sure to like and subscribe on whatever app you're using so that you get notifications every time we're dropping a new episode. We drop them at 7 a.m. Wednesday mornings so that you can download them for your commute into work. And it's always the episode from the week prior that is loaded up each week on podcasts. So check us out there, and thank you so much for listening.
Awesome. So, who would like to recap what happened last week?
Oh, God, I got notes. One thing. Well, I called my notes, that's some good grass. We found some grass.
This is some good grass.
There's some good grass. Well, we started in the day with some watches. They were uneventful, except for someone stole our geishel greens. Becky saw a weird creature, but nobody else did, because we all rolled like, boop! Except for Marquies, but it's really hard for him to see.
He wasn't there yet.
It wasn't there yet. Let's see. Oh, okay, so then we went, for a walk, and then we heard somebody approaching, so everybody hid, but Ellie was confused, so she just stood in the road. And, and a strange guy in white clothing approached us, and he had some creatures following him. And then he offered us a blessing, and everybody else came out of hiding, and then didn't talk to the animals, and the animals said they were trapped. But then the guy said that the animals were like bad people. And then Milos and Becky did some soul searching and thought they might be Oni, which is like a demon. And so then we got a blessing. Oh, and for the next day, we all have +1 to our saving rolls. And resistance to darkness damage. And that guy's name was Tang Sanzang.
Close enough.
And and Ellie learned that she needs to leave out details.
You did miss an opportunity to spread the word of Marquies.
I know. She was just so enraptured by the weird dressed guy and the pets and his pet demons. So she's gonna learn to leave out details. We'll find out what kind of details she forgets to tell you guys. Let's all go to Baron. Oh, and we've met up with our cat friend.
Rahatia.
Raha.
Oh, Raha.
Close enough.
Oh, Rahatia. Oh, Raha?
AU.
Araha
Arahatia.
Tia. Our cat friend, who Milos has the hots for. I think everybody kind of does, honestly. Becky did too, but I don't know which ways he swings. He at least swings towards Milos.
Yes, is probably
Yes, is probably
the best
the
answer there.
So then we went to Baron, and there's good grass. There's got some good grass. There's some tree roots, and we heard some kind of monster in the gash, and we don't know what.
Do you fear my gash?
I do.
Yes.
Yes, because we don't know what kind of monster, because we all rolled really bad on our perception check.
I stared into the gash, and the gash growled back.
I think that word starts with a Q. Anyway.
That's it.
Guys, this is episode 44. So-
yeah. That's what happened.
We come back
Pick a
to
new color.
Din and
How
Araha
should my pen be?
investigating the Auroch grass here. Araha had told you guys that many people take it for tonics and tinctures to increase one's strength or one's vitality.
What the fuck?
You should take some of that grass.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out why this episode has a shitload of views. Anyway.
All right.
What?
Nothing. Keep going. We're good.
Okay. Anyway, so Marquies Din looks up at you and says, "Good grass."
Do you want to smoke it?
No, but Okaraha. Araha? With an
Araha.
O.
No, with an AU.
Araha.
Araha.
Mr. Aharaha said that.
Araha just kind of like stands up. Araha just kind of stands up, kind of brushes the soil off of his pants, comes over and just pats you right between your ears and says, "It's all right."
Thank you. He said that grass makes you strong.
I'm already like, I've got like a leather pouch and I'm just like scooping something into it.
All right. Just kind of, I thought you'd whip out like a scythe and just go to town or something.
No, you
Just look like
take it.
death.
You swing it
Dr.
this way.
Plague Death.
Like this. Like you're no, you're doing it. You're gonna like
Pulls
this.
out a gun.
No, that's the height.
Shuts grass on fire.
He would
Yep.
be an awful gardener.
I've got 2 guns. I can just.
No,
I got 2 guns,
but
and I just start blasting. Anyway,
Anyways.
started blasting.
Okay, so the gash growled, and I'm gonna go right.
Why don't you go ahead and make me a, let's call it a,
Go for Gash.
let's call it a survival check to harvest some of the Auroch grass. Araha's going to help you. He's also going to place a hand on your shoulder and give you guidance.
Oh, can I stack it?
You can.
I'm gonna give you guidance. I put my hand on your other shoulder, and I look at Arahatia like this, and I give you guidance.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to come between the two of you.
He's my famous friend. Get your own famous friend.
Oh!
And he just kind of puts his hands up like this and steps back.
You're Cheerios today. You're sassy.
I'll go over to Araha and be like, "It's okay. She doesn't know what she's talking about."
Well, still, I don't want to cause any hard feelings between anyone, so you do not get advantage anymore because he has stepped off.
No, wait. You can still help him. I didn't
Nope.
mean to be mean.
I didn't need to.
But you do have 2 guidance.
I'm sorry.
So,
I wasn't supposed to
2d4.
tell people
Yep.
you're famous anymore. I forgot.
It's my famous.
Can I help him? I'll help you.
Fucking
I start picking at grass.
You now roll a disadvantage. No, I'm just...
But I've got it. I'm proficient in this.
Proficient in grabbing grass.
I'm proficient in
Proficient
grabbing
in
grass.
grass.
I'm proficient in grass.
She is a bunny.
That's true. She does eat
And
grass.
I'm a vegetarian.
Ah. No, you still. It's a straight roll.
Wait, but I said I'd help! People won't let me help
Natural
you.
20.
Okay.
Good grasp. Hey, it's
4, 1.
Ah.
That would have been fucking sick.
Fucking
Okay,
28. So not only do you manage to obtain, we'll call it 5 bundles of Auroch grass, but it is high quality Auroch grass, which is
it's
going
got
to
a little
lower,
shiny check mark next to it.
which is going to lower your DC for making anything with it by 5.
You should dry some of it out so that Din can smoke it.
Wait, how much?
5 bundles of high quality Auroch grass.
That's a G, not a Q.
It's AUROCH for Auroch.
What? What'd you say?
Auroch. AUROCH.
I like how Josh has put the gathering classes into this game for us, and we're gonna come across some sheep, and Ellie's gonna be chasing him around with some shears. I didn't roll.
I'm trying to make the next level up armor. Come on.
Yep. Trying to knit a sweater
I'm
here.
trying to knit a +1 sweater of defense for my friends.
Yeah.
Poconos. Yes.
Put that Lalafell down. Just kidding. I love you, Lalafels.
That is the children.
If I die, I'm coming back as a Lalafell,
Yes.
so I need to be somebody's got to carry me
I
around.
think that's probably the most offensive race that I covered in that video.
Everybody was so offended.
I think I hurt a lot of people's feelings.
There's a lot of Lalafell in players, so...
I'm sorry. They're
And the
just,
requirement
they make
is,
me
of course,
uncomfortable.
if you're a
Respect
Lalafell, you need to
my
have a food
concerns
name.
too.
Yes.
Yes.
My favorite Lalafell in garlic bread. Love you, garlic bread. And her chocobo spaghetti.
Our name's not even garlic bread anymore, is it? Oh, she changed it back.
Yep.
That's right. We got distracted.
Anyway.
Enjoy your grass.
It just comes out of fucking.
That's ridiculous.
Alright.
Chocobo would taste much better in white sauce.
Right.
Oh, that's on Chocobo and Alfredo.
I assume it probably
Yeah.
That's in Chocobo.
So-
Yeah, Chocobo. I thought. Yeah.
We know what chocobo tastes like. That is part of the lore, right?
We're
I
not
assume
eating the
it tastes
chocobo.
like chicken.
I would assume it tastes like chicken too. It's bird. Either that or turkey.
But it could
Like-
be a
Might
Like
be
a
more
tough
like turkey.
chicken.
for as much as it's running. Like it's a big creature.
What does chocobo
Don't Google that.
taste like?
Yo, no, these are important things to know. It's for lore.
Ellie's just gonna leave and start walking right.
Chocobo meat does not taste like other birds because it is not a bird at all. Its meat is red like antelope, and the taste is similar to prime auroch,
Oh.
The fuck does
Well,
prime
it'll be alright
auroch
on
taste
spaghetti.
like?
like beefsteak,
Oh, I'm
I
into
thought
it.
it-
buffalo
Auroch is a bird.
beefsteak kind of.
I'll eat chocobo.
Yeah, I wouldn't because I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, you can have the
Ellie
bones.
doesn't eat meat.
That is from the 14 lore, so it's canon.
Huh.
So anyway,
Okay.
I feel like
Did
we
all
need
hear
to
the growl, by the way.
yeah,
maybe
well,
dis-
you heard
discuss
kind of
whether it's a bird or not.
just the end of it, so
I might go up to like the group that's harvesting the grass and be like, maybe we should like keep quiet because I just heard something from the Gash.
Was it a little growl? I heard a little growl.
I mean,
But dude, your
It could
gas
be
is
dang-
growling.
it could be dangerous. I mean,
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe it's a kitty.
or maybe it ate the remains of the marble that was here, and it's humongous.
Oh.
So I believe in the last episode you guys had decided to venture off to the right side
Yeah.
of the rift. And on this particular side, if you remember the last time that you were in Baron, there were tiers to the city itself, and the buildings themselves look, or at least the ones that are still discernible, look like they're of more of an ancient build for this area. Most of them are stone structures, wooden support beams. At some point in time, most of the houses that have collapsed were probably of straw roof. Some of the buildings that are still intact seem to have opted for either like a clay or stone tile work. This side of the rift itself seems to have 2 buildings that are somewhat intact, 3 that are decently dilapidated at this point. You can make out the fact that they once were buildings and perhaps contained housing or something of the sort, but the 2 buildings that are left standing, one of them perhaps appears to be a place to gather, like maybe a cantina. As you start to approach it, going up the hill, you see that even though the soil and some of those tree roots that you had seen earlier are growing through it, there is almost a mosaic tile work in front of this building with colored stones.
If they spent this much time making this building pretty, it's probably important. Or a bath.
Is there any discernible like pattern or image in the mosaic?
From this angle, not so much. The building next to you, however, is a 2-story building, and it appears as though there is like a veranda on the second floor.
So maybe if we go across the street and look over the veranda at this building, we'll get a better look.
Yeah. I think Becky would go into the 2-story building and see if she can go upstairs.
Okay. The door itself is not like an actual door, but more like cantina doors, or at least they would be if both doors were on. One is left hanging by its hinge off of the side, so it's easy enough to enter this dwelling. There is a deep darkness to this place, but I'm assuming you still have your lights up.
Yeah. I would probably bring at least a couple with me. I might leave the other 3 out in the road, depending if people are hanging outside. I would probably keep some down by the mosaic, so it's illuminating that area.
Fair enough. So, is anybody else going in with Becky? Araha is opting to stay outside and take some notes on the mosaic and on the building itself.
Dylan, I have wings.
I mean, that's fair. I'm just opting to stay with Baraha. Like, unless I say otherwise, I'm like at his side.
Okie dokie.
Just like watching what he's doing. Like, oh, I really like that. Like, just very attentive.
He has a very large tome that he's taking notes in at this point. They're all handwritten. The pages have been worn quite some time. There's glyphs and some languages you recognize, some you don't.
Is this mosaic like on the outside of a building?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I said, there seems to have been perhaps a cantina of some sort, because it looks like the outside of this building would have faced these stones in the area here, and then there's also a veranda on the second floor overlooking the mosaic.
Can I go inside the building that the mosaic is in?
Well, that's where Becky was heading.
Oh, I gotcha. I want to go in with Becky.
Okay. So, Becky and Ellie, buddy copping it?
believe you
As I
told me we could
enter
take
the
things from
room,
here.
do I see anything interesting here?
So in this particular room, it is definitely a cantina or bar, tavern area, what have you. There are a number of rotted through and grown over wooden tables, tankards spilled to the floor. Off to your right, there seems to be a bar, and for what it was, there's kind of this mirror behind the bar, and it looks like it's been mostly overgrown except for the center of the mirror, and it's deeply tarnished.
Are there any? Do I see any bottles still on the shelves that are still corked and have fluid in them?
There are a couple. One very dark brown bottle. When you go to pick it up, it makes a thick sloshing sound.
Okay.
And then there are two other. One's a white bottle and one's a blue bottle. And the white bottle, surprisingly, besides the dust on it, doesn't seem to have changed color. The liquid inside is clear, and
Maybe
it's
it's
crazy.
magic liquor.
Maybe.
The blue bottle itself has been cracked on further inspection on the side, and you go to pick up the bottle, and all of a sudden you get a whiff of rotting, maybe hundreds of year old fruit as it kind of sloshes against the opening.
Ew.
I think I don't know. Could I uncork the brown and the white bottles and sniff them?
You certainly can. Go ahead and give me a con saving throw on the brown bottle.
It's an 11.
11. You have to hold your stomach from retching at the smell of whatever was in here. It may have at one point in time been maybe a liqueur of some sort, but there might have been cream or something that was mixed in at some point in time, and now it just smells and it's horrible.
I just put that one back.
The white one, why don't you go ahead and make me a strength check? Or athletics would be fine. As you go to uncork this bottle has a very decently ornate cork to the top of it. It looks like it's some kind of white wood or something along those lines.
It's stupid. That's 4.
So, honestly, you go to uncork this bottle, you can't even seem to lift it off of the bar that's housing the bottle itself. It's either super duper heavy or something is keeping it attached to this particular portion of the bar.
Can I look over the shelf it's on and see if something's latching it to it?
Yeah, go ahead and make me an investigation check. Ellie, you see as Becky is kind of struggling to pick this bottle up off of the bar.
That's a 12.
12? Doesn't seem like there's anything on top that it is attached to. And you go to look underneath this particular bar, but there's no doors, there's no, other areas that you could possibly, get underneath and see if it's, attached to something underneath the bar.
Do you need help?
I don't know. It just won't move.
Maybe somebody glued it to the bar as a joke 100 years ago, and it was really good glue.
Oh, you know what? You turn into a super beast in mist. Maybe you're naturally strong. You want to try and move it?
I'm not strong, but I can try. What do I do?
Oh, I believe in you.
Give me an athletics check. What are you trying to, like, pull the bottle up? What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna try and slide it to the edge.
Okay.
And then pull it off.
Okay.
Instead of pulling it straight up.
Gotcha.
I got a 1 plus 2 is 3. I just barely touch it. It's not moving.
And it doesn't at all. Like, you can feel, like, even though you don't put much force behind it, it doesn't seem to slide at all.
I have Dispel Magic. Do you want me to try that?
Sure.
Okay, I cast Dispel Magic on the bottle, on the tape, in that area.
Sure. So you cast your spell at this bottle. The bottle bubbles up a little bit. That's about it.
I tried to pick it up.
Doesn't move.
Well, shit! Go get Milos. He's strong.
I'll go over to the door and say, "Hey, Milos, get in here. We need muscles."
Asher's strong too. Milos
Yeah,
is
Asher,
floating.
you too.
I mean, as I'm like looking over Raha's book, yeah, I'll be there in a sec.
Men and their dicks. Anyway, hey, Asher,
Yeah?
we need your help.
What?
This bottle's really heavy and we can't pick it up.
It's the bottle?
Yeah. It's stuck to the table.
Well, I don't know if I can lift it if it's stuck to the table.
Just try.
Okay, so try.
You gonna go inside?
Sure.
Okay. You're seeing the cantina as well. What's your passive perception?
I didn't.
11.
11? Okay. So you go up to the counter. What are you trying to do with the bottle?
I guess I try to hold on to it, feel if it's attached to the table.
Yeah, it's definitely stuck to the table.
Can I
just giving it?
Can I see how it's stuck, or is it
You look. The liquid is clear in here, but you don't see anything attached below the liquid or anything like that.
if I pull on it, it just
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't
stuck
go
to the
anywhere.
table? I don't.
Becky wanted it. I don't know.
I mean, it looks good. It's hundreds of years old.
Did you
and
try to open the cork and give it a sniffy sniff?
Yes, that's what she was doing when you were watching her.
Did that part work?
Nope.
I don't know. Have Marquies come in here and shoot it.
that might break it.
I don't know what I mean, maybe. Okay, let's think smarter than the bottle. Just cut the wood around it and take the whole table it's sitting on.
Wow. That's...
Yeah, I don't want to make a lot of noise, though.
Well, why?
Because there's something growling in the gash.
Oh, yeah.
Title
That
of the
is the title of
episode.
the episode.
There's something growling in the gash.
Something growling in the gash.
Okay, well, I'm bored and I'm just gonna walk away. Is there a staircase? Is there an up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna up.
So you go to the second story. You kind of have to dodge a couple of the rafters that have managed to wedge themselves in, but you make your way out to the veranda and see Araha and Milos making notes and talking to each other and kind of whispering and kind of giggling as they look.
Is there a window?
Sluts.
Huh?
Is there a window?
You're on a veranda.
Oh, a veranda.
Yes, you can now see.
Are there rooms upstairs?
No, it's just a straight staircase out to the veranda.
Oh. Okay, what does this mural look like?
So, you take a moment. You have your torch, right?
Yeah. And there's still dancing lights down there.
Mm-hmm. You take a moment and you focus, and this mural looks like some kind of boat with wings coming off the sides
Oh.
and some kind of propellers.
Wait, I've seen this boat.
Maybe.
Is it the one that's in our bag?
No.
The big model boat?
Nope.
No, okay.
This one is much, much different than that one.
Mural with boat, wings, what else?
And propellers.
Hey! You two down there! Stop smooching! Or start smooching! Because we all came inside. Except for Marquies, he's staring right at you. Or
And
he's
Din.
staring to the left. I can't tell.
And Din.
And Din! I know what your picture looks like. Do you want me to tell you?
Sure.
How many details do you want?
Perhaps we'll just come up there and take a look.
Okay, well, it's a boat.
Okay.
And I think it's flying.
Hmm.
Or sailing. But I don't know why it would need wings to sail. But usually wings make you fly. So
Some
I'm
rebels.
guessing that it's flying. Well, it's not really flying because it's a mural. So it's not doing anything.
Are there any other details besides the ship? Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Okay. Ellie stares really hard. Investigation. I'm so good at that. 16.
There's a number of arrows. Like the backscape is of a blue, cloudy sky, and a number of the clouds look like they run around the circle of this mosaic, and at the end of their form, it looks like they have pointed ends, like arrows,
The clouds look like arrows.
and they seem to be.
The clouds look like a circle of arrows. The clouds are making a circle around the ship, but like arrows. Like this.
Like these.
Well, you gotta look at me so I can show it. Like this!
Oh, yes, quite. I still think it best if we come up there and take a look as well.
Okay, I'll come back downstairs so you guys can smooch in private.
So Milos, you and Araha, and anybody else who would like to join them, go out onto the veranda and take a look now. Milos, you see this ship now with wings and what looks to be like propeller blades on a blue backdrop with white clouds that seem to be pointing in a circle around it.
Around the world, around the world.
Does it look like anything familiar? Like, have either of us ever seen a flying ship like this before? Or is this completely, like, abstract art, basically?
I mean, at this point in time, it's ancient art, so it could be UFOs for all you know.
Right.
Chariots of the God kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is what looks to be a figure at the head of the ship, and he is wearing this blue cap with goggles, and he's got this big furry red beard, and he seems to have a leg up on the edge of the boat, and he's kind of pointing forward.
I wonder if it's one of those heroes that are in the book I'm supposed to be reading.
Well, I would say that this is important for whatever this is. I'm going to draw it.
Becky comes upstairs and she's like wiping sweat from her brow because she was struggling with the bottle.
Sure.
What direction are the arrows pointing in? What direction is the guy pointing?
So looking out on it, the direction is like to your left that he's pointing. But the arrows seem to all be rotating in kind of a clockwise fashion.
Okay. Following his hand, what is left of us from this perspective?
you actually look and you see that from this perspective, the overgrown but still open crater from the original comet that had fallen on Baron, the sky still shines somewhat little light down here. So it seems like he's pointing to the center where the Gash is.
Gash. Okay. Is there, taking note of all that, is there anything upstairs of note that looks interesting?
Not really. It looks like most of the furniture at this point in time is splinters and overgrown at this point.
Okay. Well, he's pointing towards the Gash, but this mosaic was probably made before the Gash was there. So I don't know if this is of any importance other than it's interesting. But, I mean, it's a good mosaic. It's really kept up.
Well, the Gash is where the center of town was, so maybe it just pointed towards the center of town. I mean, this is an inn, right? Or like a bar or something.
Yeah.
And the center of town is usually where a lot of the commerce and stuff is in a town. Right? Maybe that's all.
Yeah.
Hey, Marquies, there's a bottle full of weird magic liquid, and it's stuck to the table. You should get it off.
Get that liquid
Get
off.
that liquid off. Marquies, why are you laughing?
Oh, what if this is a sign though? Like, you know, like in port towns, they would have like arrows pointing towards the port, towards the piers. So maybe he's pointing towards the flying ship port. I don't know what you would call that. Like an airport or something? I don't know.
It would be a ship port, obviously.
Flyport.
Okay. Flying ship port.
Good enough.
So, are you suggesting we head towards the Gash?
I mean, we have to go that way anyway because my visions took place on the opposite side of the Gash.
We'll just make our
we
way
have
that
to
way.
cross it somehow, somewhere. So we eventually have to go that way and like
Well,
find
none
a
of
way
us can
across.
figure out how to move the bottle. Or
Are you going to check the bottle out,
I'm gonna go
Marquies?
check the bottle. Does it look like it's just like some sort of adhesive holding it down?
Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Oh, that's not very good. That's only an 11.
An 11? Definitely not an adhesive. And from what you can hear, or what you heard coming out of the bar earlier while you waited for Becky and Ellie to come back out, they must have cast some kind of magic. Not magical.
So it's just in a bottle. Like, can I remove the like cork or lid or whatever?
You try to uncork the bottle, and it doesn't seem like the cork is coming out either. What's your passive perception?
20.
Shit!
There's a painting in the corner of the bar that seems to have like rolled over, but it's still decently intact. And you look, and it seems to be a portrait of somebody. It kind of catches your eye as like everything else in here has been rotted.
Is there some sort of like little tag our placard under that says who this person is?
There is. It says, the great engineer, Sid.
I don't know who the
Engineer
fuck
Sid.
this guy is.
Who's what guy?
This guy.
It's still rolled down. You roll it up, and there is this burly-looking man. He's got, like, a hammer in hand, and he has this, like, blue and red helmet with goggles on. He's got this big, bushy, red beard, and he's wearing, like, worker overalls. He's got, like, a tool belt on, all sorts of tools to be able
Isn't
to fix
this the
things.
guy that was on the ship? Painted on the big picture outside?
Looks pretty familiar.
This guy is the guy on the ship. Is in your book? Sid.
Must be
I don't know. Let me look at my book.
famous.
I'll have to take a look at the book.
Take a look at the book.
Don't make me happy. I take a look at the book. I'm gonna look at my index.
Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Okay.
While you're doing that, Marquies, you look and you see that the Sid person is painted like standing on top of the bow of the ship, and he's got his leg up, and he's got a hammer in hand, in one hand, and he's got like this bottle in his other hand, and he's pointing with the bottle hand. And you follow the line, and it looks like he's pointing towards the bar.
15.
So Sid was a great engineer back during Cecil's time. He made all of the ships for the Barons,
Oh.
and he actually regretted those actions, as those ships were used kind of without his permission. And he came to Cecil and everyone's aid by loaning them his greatest work. Wings that would carry them to the sky.
I've heard that one. I know a couple things, alright?
Okay, so this guy, he made the flying ships. And he was really good at making things. He was an engineer. He built things. He regretted it because, I don't know, I think they probably killed people with his ships or something. And, wings that would carry people to the sky. So, he made people fly. Or something.
I'm going to follow this pointed path.
You follow it back to the bar, to a very familiar bottle.
Becky comes back down and asks, "What do you got, Marquies? Figured it out yet?"
Maybe
Okay.
a familiar. Wait, no. This is a different.
Same bottle
Oh.
in the painting as is on the
Oh,
bar.
okay.
And what is he doing with
I
the
will
bottle?
examine this bottle.
Go ahead and roll me another investigation check. What's your passive perception?
18.
18. As Marquies is looking over this bottle, there seems to be something shining underneath the placard on this painting.
Ellie's like, she goes and like starts to try to grab it.
So, like, it's underneath the placard, and you, like, pop the placard off on one side, and it swings down, and it just kind of swings, and you see there is a tiny light blue materia. Make me a sleight of hand check.
Nobody's watching Ellie!
You at least have Becky in here who might spot you.
5.
5? Becky does spot you pocketing a materia.
I make eye contact with Becky.
She's for hanging out with the crowd. She learned that from watching Becky.
What is it? A blue materia?
Yes, it is a light blue materia.
Is this like an Easter egg hunt? We're just gonna find material.
What's the painting? He's holding the bottle.
Yeah, he's holding the bottle, and you see behind him the clouds are similar to the mosaic outside, where they're spinning.
Maybe you take
around
the
him.
bottle in your hand and you just spin it in a circle. Like spin the bottle.
Does the bottle twist?
Just didn't come inside and just like grab the bottle and twist.
Oh, I was saying earlier.
I think Marquies can figure it out. He's very smart.
Does Din do this?
Nope.
No?
No.
Okay.
Spin it.
I am not going to spin.
Spin the bottle. Now you have to kiss whoever it is.
Spin it.
It seems dangerous when we're dealing with
Ooh,
materials.
good
and
magical
liquids we
item.
don't know.
It forces you to kiss someone.
You fall in
It's
love
like
with
an empty
them.
love potion bottle.
Marquise.
And it's like,
Yeah.
In the bottle and the
Right.
clouds are doing this. You should just take the bottle and do this.
Turn it clockwise.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think.
Is it laying
Whatever.
down?
No, it's standing straight up.
So you want me to just
Yeah.
did anything happen?
Yeah, it actually twists in place, and you hear a mechanical.
Holy shit! I was right.
Milos and maybe Asher, who's probably stepped up to the veranda. Din, you're outside, so
Just chilling.
yeah. You guys all start to hear some mechanical churning and rocks sliding against each other as the mosaic starts to fall into place and
Gotcha.
recess into the ground and form stairs in a spiral downwards.
Oh, that's
Oh.
fun.
Fight the
Oh, shit.
I was afraid we were gonna fight the wall, like wall of Tetris for a second.
Look, you did it.
You did it. You did it.
Wonderful.
I don't know right now.
Hopefully, Araha finished his drawing before that happened.
Oh yeah, Rod finished and he was like ready to go downstairs, but then heard the mechanical sounds and he like peeks back out the door and like watches it and he's like, I'm just amazed at the mechanical prowess of people hundreds of years ago. Whoever this was or whatever team this was must have been geniuses.
A lost art.
Oh, his name was I run outside. His name was Sid, the guy in the painting.
Ooh, a
Kelly,
painting.
I told you, stop yelling. Don't awaken the slit. Sorry, the gash.
The goosh?
His name.
Gush and Gash
Just
as a
come here.
goosh?
Mm-hmm.
Ellie starts walking down the stairs.
Okay. So you all meet outside.
I can't, I got the goosh.
Are you guys going down the spiral
I
staircase?
hope so. Ellie already left.
I think we're like obliged to.
Right.
now that we opened it up.
Yes, I
You're
would
not obliged. It's just a path.
We came here for some good shit, so we're gonna follow the secret staircase.
Yeah, we spent time and effort finding the secret staircase.
Yeah, bunch of moron monkeys fiddled with a bottle for like half an hour to figure this out.
Yeah.
So.
I tried to give you guys hints. Anyway.
You didn't say bop it, shake it, twist it.
That's true.
Bob it. Anyway.
Pants it.
So, you guys descend this staircase, and as you reach the bottom, there is an archway that leads you into, like, the center of the column here. And as you emerge, you actually emerge somewhere within the ravine here.
In the gash?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
And you start to realize exactly how deep this ravine is. It's probably a good
Gash.
yeah. It's probably a good 300, maybe more, down to the bottom. As Araha takes like a very small pebble and like drops it down and then like listens and listens. And then you finally hear a little clack and his ears kind of perk up and he's like, oh.
At least 2.
Don't fall. For those who
Yeah.
don't have wings, anyway.
I'm guessing is the gash just completely black? Like,
Downwards, yes, but as you look into the area that you've been brought into, this at some point in time was a workshop. There are a number of like wooden beams that have been like scattered about on the ledges of this area, and there's a number of like hinges and boards that have been rounded, U-bows, ship heads. But it looks like something obviously crashed through this area. You see the remnants of what looks to have been a giant steel door that have crashed into this area.
Are there any cool things in here?
This is literally like a giant work area. Like, across this area, there's a couple of different archways that seem to be decently intact.
so, okay. This giant steel door, is it like,
Crushed in
Is
like this. Like downward.
okay.
Mhm.
So it's just at one end and it's been smushed.
Yeah, there's like 2 doors that would have probably, you figured, come together like this, but they've been like smashed into.
Okay. Can I go up and then, since my dancing light is incorporeal, just send one? Is there like a crack or anything between the doors that I could like see through and like send a dancing light through?
There's a number of different passageways on the opposite side of the ravine here that you could go into. There's also a number of different passageways on this side that you certainly could explore. We'll say there's probably about a good 2 on the opposite side, and maybe 1 that isn't fully been filled with rubble on this side. Just about 15 feet away from you to your right.
Yeah. I don't know. What should we do, guys?
Split the party.
I don't know if there's we can see if we can look in around it if there's anything cool, but a lot of this stuff is just big pieces of metal.
There might be some hidden compartments, though. We just found a hidden staircase.
That's true. Whoever built this, I think he was like super smart and like he probably liked to hide things.
My book said he was an engineer, and he was really smart, and he made ships that flew.
If he's in your book, can you summon him?
I could, but I got low-jacked.
Right.
Should I just kind of sweep? Are there like workbenches kind of in this area and stuff? Or?
Yeah, there's one larger one on the opposite side that you can see. And it seems like there's a few pieces of rolled up parchment still left upon it. Maybe some old tools.
Okay. Anything written on the parchment?
They're on the opposite side of the ravine, so you would have to pass over, or you guys can go around to your left and follow that pathway to go around. It'll just take you a little bit of time, that's all.
Let's do that. Or you could fly over.
Yeah. Um,
I mean, half the party can fly over.
how big is the gash?
It's a good 45 feet across.
Oh, that's easy. I think Becky is going to risk just fluttering over to the opposite side to see what's in that workbench.
Okay. You flying over as well, Dan, or are you gonna stay
Yeah,
here?
I want to go with.
Okay. So the two of you spread your wings and flutter over to the other side. You find this very heavy workbench, and there are 3 different rolled up pieces of parchment present on this table, as well as a number of what look to be like ancient rusted metal tools.
I'll open up the parchments.
So there are 3 different parchments, and you unroll the first one, and it looks to be like an unfinished plan for something. It's real hard to figure out like what this was a piece to, as it looks like somebody had maybe drawn like a doodle, like even named it like figure A, and then just kind of tossed it to the side.
Okay. What's the others say?
They're basically similar, with varying differences in orientation on the paper. And like I said, it's hard to read whatever this is. It's very well drawn, and you get a feeling that the paper is very ancient and also like very thin. It's not parchment. It's like a really thin, like vellum or rice, like
Stack them on top of each other.
papyrus.
Make a 3D picture.
You're not there.
Stack
I
it.
think I'll take the parchments
Okay.
because I figure that Araha probably would find these interesting anyway. So
Sure.
And is there anything else that I see over on this side?
Like I said, there are 2 archways on this side, on either side of this bench that you could go into.
Okay. I think I'll turn to Din and say, should we go much further? We don't want to leave the rest of them over there, do we?
Split the party. Let's go.
Okay, sounds good. Anyway, here, 1 second. Heads left, tails right. Heads, we're going left. Left
Okay.
archway.
So you guys see, as I imagine, Din just like looks back at you, smiles, waves, and they, her and Becky disappear into a dark tunnel down on the
Are
left.
there
of there.
tunnels here to disappear into?
There is one on your side, yes.
I want to go on an adventure. Ellie just starts backing into the other tunnel. Bye.
Ellie, what are you doing? You can't just go by yourself.
I'm fine. We're grown up. I'm strong. Poppy's with me. Wait, Poppy? Poppy with me?
You see Poppy poke her head around the door and just kind of reluctantly like roll her eyes and then like start to walk towards you.
Perfect. Let's go.
This sounds like a bad idea. We should not be splitting the party.
It's too late. The girls have decided.
Damn.
I mean, like, those of you wishing to go over to the opposite side where Din and Becky decided to go into, or even take the third option, it would just be a quick walk around to the other side. You look at it, it probably would take you a good 10-ish minutes to get to the other side if you went towards the opposite side of the ravine and then cut around. It's
I'll
up to
stick
you.
with Ellie.
Sticking with Ellie?
Oh,
Araha's going to stick with you.
well, I suppose we should
Go
go
together
with them. Alright, let's go.
Are you following Ellie and Milos?
Yes.
Okay. The party has split.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think it was nice knowing Din and Becky.
So,
They may not be dead, but we may not find them again.
Oh, we'll find them.
On the other side?
What? Why? No. We'll just find them. You always find who you're looking for.
well, I mean, in the long run, I guess we'll beat up with them on the far plane at least.
What? No, not dead! That's not what I meant!
It's not great this time of year. I'm just gonna be. Thought you might want to know that.
I just...
Either way.
So we'll follow that group first, with Milos and Ellie and Asher and Marquies.
I didn't mean dead. I didn't mean dead. I meant, like, I've got that locate object, and I could just look for one of their things. And if they're still with their things, we'll find them. If they're not still with their things, then they're probably dead. That'll be fine. Heroes never die, except for that one time when Asher died.
No,
But we brought him back.
They certainly do.
Not in the books.
Right. Okay. So, great. I'm glad we're in a book.
By writing everything down we're doing for your 7th installment.
So as you guys are speaking, and you no longer have the dancing lights, but you do have your torch. As Ellie is leading the way. And I guess you have Poppy as well, shedding a little bit of light.
It's like 20 feet of light.
Mm-hmm.
So we can see okay.
So, you guys walk along this corridor. It's about wide enough for you to walk shoulder to shoulder. And it begins to incline and become rather damp down here. And it starts to smell of mold and old earth and something else, something pungent that you can't quite put your finger on. You hear the drips of what seem to be water leaking somewhere through the roof as you look up and see that a number of vines have worked their way through the ceiling. You go down, and the darkness seems to encroach upon your lights. Sounds begin to echo on the stones in this hallway, no matter how slight. Eventually, you come to a wrought iron gate. Seems to have been forced open at some point in time. And there is, inside of this decently large area, a metal cage.
Oh.
A large metal cage.
No.
And you look around now with your lights, and that pungent smell seems to finally ring in your minds as blood, old blood, and bones, and rotting rags.
This place is lovely.
There's nothing in the cage, huh?
Not currently. At some point in time, it looks like something had burst through the cage.
I would like to leave. I think maybe the thing we heard growling was in here at one point.
Well, this was your idea.
I would like to leave. Is this area like behind this gate? Is it just a big open air, like a room? There's no other paths?
There's another path on the opposite side of the cage, and it too looks like has been forced open.
Well, I think that the beast went that way, so we should go back this way. Or are we brave? And we want to see what it is.
Oh, I don't know. Are you?
No.
What does everyone else think?
Do we want to investigate just the area? Maybe come back when we have all of our party, and maybe this is the way out.
Okay, let's do that.
So, who would like to
I
investigate?
wish we had Din with us. She might be able to tell us what kind of creature it was.
I'll look around.
Alright, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Oh boy. Do better than last time.
Can I try and help him with like some prestidigitation?
Oh,
Like to try and like
hey,
clean
guidance.
stuff?
I mean, at this point in time, you're not really sure, like, how much your prestidigitation can, like, wipe the stones clean of maybe loose soil, but, like, you're not really sure what the original state of this room was, so it's real hard to tell, like, what clean would have been.
Do these bones look like
Sure.
they've been here for a long time, or some of them look fresh?
A little bit of everything.
Oh, so this
Oh, fresh bones.
This is its lair.
28.
Oh!
28.
It.
Marquies channels his inner detective and starts to look around this area. This gate that you guys came through is rather large. And the cage is rather large as well. The tunnel that you came down was rectangular in size. The cage itself, as you begin to investigate, has been busted open in a fashion that would match that shape. And you look to the ground where Milos has prestidigitated, and you look at the stones, and it looks like somebody had dragged stone on stone. It's leaving like flint marks, basically. And you look to the other side of this cage, and there is a hole that is similar. You also look to the walls for the very first time and see that there is a number of very large claw marks spaced out as if something was dragging itself along the ground,
Big,
going both
big
directions.
lizard. Big stone.
Why are you looking at me?
Lizard.
I can't help you.
Big stone lizard.
Do we see any like char marks or anything like that?
Not char,
Oh my gosh, is it one of those big
but
square... The things that can cast
there
death?
is a tinge of magic in this air. And you see a number of areas where the roots have grown into most of this area. But some spots you see like a round, perfectly round, dead spot. And the stone underneath those roots is completely blackened. Not like flame, but perhaps like void magic.
We should go.
Do we want to try and catch up with Becky and Din? I don't feel like we should keep going down this path.
I agree. Let's go find them.
Which path are you guys taking to leave this area?
Back the way we came.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
All right. So, you guys start backing up and moving out the way that you came. Suddenly those of you with a high perception, so Ellie and Marquies, you hear stone on stone behind you.
From the way that we came or the way that we had been going?
From the way that you came. Din and Becky.
Let's go the other way. I know what it is. I don't
You guys travel down this hall, and at the end of this hall, you actually come to a set of stairs that lead you upwards. It's a very short flight of stairs.
Like, to the outside?
Well, this is convenient.
Just up.
Oh.
Not like all the way back to the surface, just a short flight of stairs.
Go up it, I guess.
All right. So you guys get to the top of these stairs, and you see a metal door in front of you. It has bars across the window so you can see in, but the door itself seems to be a pretty sturdy work.
I might take a dancing light and just push it through the bars and just kind of inspect what's on the opposite end of the store.
Inside, as your dancing light floats in, you see this was some kind of office at some point in time. It's rather spacious, kind of long, like a long rectangle in shape. There seems to be more of the room off to your right, and everything in front of you seems to scream office. There is a large desk. There is a chest in the corner, as well as a number of arms, and also, when you look to the far right, it looks like there's a bit of light coming into this room.
Is this door locked that's in front of us?
It is.
Wait, you said there's bars?
Mm-hmm.
I can turn to a snake and go through there. Probably? Like that? I've done that before. And maybe see if they can unlock it from the other side?
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
I'll do that.
So you turn into a winged snake again, go on the other side of the door, and you look, and there's no, like, padlock or, like, key turn on this side.
There's nothing?
There wasn't one on the other side either.
Okay, so
Check around on that side and see if there's any like levers or keys or anything.
Yeah, I'll look around for that.
Go ahead and make me an investigation check. 11. As you turn around and look towards the room itself, you see that there are a number of levers over by the desk, as well as a number of buttons on the desk, built into the desk. There's about 3 levers, 2 buttons.
Okay, there's some things on the desk. I'm gonna go mess with it. See what happens.
Yeah, sure. What's the worst that could happen?
Activate kill sequence.
What are you attempting first?
I don't want to mess with the levers.
The levers? So there are 3 levers. You have left, middle, and right.
I'm gonna do the left one.
Okay? So you pull on the left lever, and you hear something move over in the direction off to the far side where
Yes, I do.
the light is coming from.
Can I?
And you look over in that direction, and there's a giant window about 15-ish feet off to the side where there is a light pouring in.
That's not the door. I'm just gonna ignore it and go to the next switch.
Okay.
The middle one.
Again, more sounds from that area.
The right side again.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna leave the last lever and then we're gonna skip to the button. There's 2 buttons? Or?
2 buttons, yep.
Okay, 2 buttons. I'll do the left one.
Okay. You push the left button, and it glows red.
That's probably not bad.
Nothing happened?
Doesn't seem like it.
Okay, press the other button.
And the door pops open for you, Becky.
Yeah, I waltz on in.
All right. So yeah, you now take a good look at this room. There is a decently large chest located just to the right of the desk itself, and there's a coat rack where somebody might have hung up, clothes, tool belt, and then off to the right of that, at the end of kind of this overlook, you see light pouring into this window. It's a little, 3-4 steps up to be able to, get to the window to overlook.
Okay. I might go look out the window and just kind of see where it points.
So, you step outside, or step up to the window, and outside, you see a full-blown airship. Perfectly pristine in this underground cavern. And you also see a number of giant metal arms on brackets, above where the ship is.
I think we just hit the jackpot, Din.
How do we get this out of here?
I
Why?
don't know.
I mean, there's one more lever.
Maybe we have to push more buttons.
There's one more that I haven't done. It's the last lever.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe maybe it'll open the door above the. Is this airship in a room underground or something? Or what's up?
It is,
Okay.
yep.
I bet there's a way to open the door on top. So
Let's do the last lever.
yeah, why not?
Okay. So you had pressed the left lever, and then you press the middle lever. As you pull on the right lever, the robotic arm moves over to the right, Becky. You see it moves over to the right of the ship, and then stops and starts to go down, and it tries to pick something up that's just not there.
To unload things, I bet.
Oh. Nope, wrong one. That's just for some weird machina arm.
Let's try the middle one then. Try the other levers.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. We'll do the middle one. See if anything changes.
Are you pushing or pulling?
Was a difference? Well, if I can pull it, I guess I'll pull it then. Sure.
So, Becky, from your perspective, the arm actually folds back and starts coming towards the window itself. And it stops.
Whoa, stop.
Stop it.
And it's right in front of you at the window, but kind of off to your right.
So if I push it back in.
If you push it back, it folds back. It starts going back towards the
Okay.
front of the ship.
Hey, did you push all the buttons? What do all the buttons do?
The one on the right opened the door for you. I don't know what the left one did. It glowed. It's cool.
Push it again. See if something different happens.
Pressing the red button.
You suddenly hear this from within the factory area where the airship is.
Oh shit.
That's probably okay.
Suddenly, from one of the side rooms, you see the rest of your party members rush into this area, chased by this living wall with a giant bone arm
I knew it.
pulling itself along the ground
Fucking knew it.
with this horned skull. And that is where we will pick up next episode.
No!
Yo, pick it up like the
Pick it up and yeet it against the wall.
So, remember, guys, to check in with us next Friday for the next new episode. And make sure to follow all of our socials on the bottom. Give us big likes and subscribes and comments. Let us know what you thought. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next Friday. Bye.
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 Bye.